The ins and outs of wheel cleaning. Hi, I'm Ivan.
And I'm Mark.
And this is DIY Detail. Today, we're in Australia with Mark from Car Care Co. And we're going to be discussing wheels, how to clean them, why to clean them, and in what order should we be using the chemicals, brushes, and products to do a proper wheel and tire cleaning.
So Ivan, before we start,
Yes,
we get a lot of customers come in here ask about the best way to clean their wheels.
yes,
And over the years, I've seen there's three different methods of cleaning and decontaminating your wheels.
correct.
I know my favorite, my preferred method.
Mhm.
But the three methods are you've got some customers or some people selling on YouTube videos will like to decontaminate before they clean the wheel
Right,
and then clean the wheel. Others will actually do the decontamination and the wheel cleaner. They'll put the two products together and they'll
correct.
just do it in one go. Obviously, it's a bit of a time saver.
Yes,
The third method, which is my preferred, is to clean the wheels first and then decontaminate afterwards, just like if you were cleaning your car.
yeah,
You'd clean your car, then you would decontaminate the paint and surface of the car.
correct.
My belief is if you clean the wheels properly with the right product, you're going to remove most of the iron oxide or brake dust in any case. So there is actually not that much left to decontaminate chemically.
Correct.
Right? So it's a more efficient process.
Yes, definitely. And I'm going to add a fourth into that.
The fourth.
Yes. So I like to do a foam rinse foam. So in our case, we'll be foaming on All Clean, which is our all-purpose cleaner, on the wheel and tire, letting that dwell, so that pre-cleaning, rinsing it off. And that's going to take a lot of that grit away, that a lot of that dust, a lot of the brake dust and grit from the road, etc. Then we see what we're dealing with. And if decontamination is necessary at that point, then we'll add in the iron remover with the All Clean as a second round, then do the brushing. The reason I like to remove the grit before introducing a brush, just like you wouldn't take a surface full of mud and immediately take a wash mitt to it, it's the same thing with your wheels. You're dealing with clear coat. So we don't want to immediately just start brushing. And like you said, you see a lot of people, they'll foam on a product and immediately start brushing. They're scratching their wheels. We don't want to impart any damage to a vehicle when we're cleaning it.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. So I'm going to start by foaming on All Clean, which is our all-purpose cleaner. And I have just 15-to-1 dilution of All Clean plus a touch of Incredible Suds for better dwell time.
Now, also with the incredible suds, Ivan, I'm assuming that also gives it a bit of extra lubricity as well.
Correct, yes.
So when it does come time to actually brush the wheels with that solution, the lubricity helps protect the wheels even further.
Exactly. It does, yes.
Plus it smells great.
That beautiful grape smell. We're going to let that sit for a few minutes. And if you're dealing with sunshine, the wheels might be a little warm, cool them off first. So if you've just been driving on the motorway, let them sit for a few minutes. In this case, the vehicle's just been parked. We're going to let that dwell and then rinse it away with the pressure washer. You can also use a garden hose. By rinsing it away, we'll see, does the wheel have a yellow tinge to it? If it doesn't have a yellow tinge, there's no point wasting our time and our money on iron remover if it doesn't need it. And a lot of people, like you say, they automatically start with an iron remover, which if you know your wheel has a lot of contamination, great. The other thing is if you maintain your wheel on a regular basis, meaning you wash your car every week or every fortnight, you don't even need to use anything special on your wheels. The dirt that's on your wheels is no different than the dirt that's on the wing or on the front door. But if the vehicle is not maintained on a regular basis, then you need a little stronger chemical. So we can see the wheel's actually looking pretty clean already. Now these are the millennial finish wheel. So it's not a chrome, it's not a painted surface. It's a clear coated surface with an anodization on it. And also if you're dealing with these wheels, do not ever use a wheel acid. They turn black if you use an acid on them.
And also, the wheel acids also promote rust on
Yes.
anything behind the wheels,
Correct.
which I always found an interesting concept because you use acid-based products to remove rust.
Right.
However, behind wheels,
Yes,
you look behind wheels and on the calipers, all the areas behind the wheels is often a lot of rust.
exactly.
That's actually caused a lot of the time by using acid-based wheel cleaners.
Correct. So now we'll reapply our cleaning mixture, which is all clean and a bit of incredible suds to the surface. And we'll make sure that we get it into the barrel of the wheel because the barrel isn't exactly clean here. And if we want to see if iron remover is necessary, we can just spray a test area. So just one or two of the spokes, let it sit for a few seconds. And if we don't see those characteristic red tracers, then there's no need to use iron remover. If we do see the characteristic red tracers, then yes, the wheel needs iron remover. In this case, there's none of that red tracing, so there's no real need for iron remover in this case.
Now, I was going to say, before you put that Tampico brush in
Yes.
often, I love this brush,
Right.
right? And when we show customers that come into the showroom here
Yes.
and they feel the bristles, the first thing they say is these bristles feel a little bit rigid
Correct.
and a little bit rough. And you've got to explain to them that when you wet them,
Yes.
because they're a natural fiber, they actually soften
They
a
soften
lot.
up.
So tell us a bit about the brush.
Yeah. So the Tampico brush, it's been in the industry for decades. It's just a great wheel cleaning brush. Like Mark mentioned, it is a natural fiber, and that natural fiber, as it gets wet, softens up. The advantage that these brushes have, first of all, you can squeeze them into a very tight area. So we can get into the barrel here. It rinses away cleanly. A lot of the nylon brushes on the market, you don't see if they've been rinsed away or not, or rinsed clean. The other thing with the Tampico brush, when we're pulling it out between the spokes, we're not wearing what's in the spokes. Some of the nylon ones, they've splashed back way too much.
And the face brush itself?
Yeah, so this is a flag tip nylon brush. We have a bit of incredible suds in the bucket for extra lubrication. This is soft enough that you can do the body with it as well. As I mentioned, I wouldn't do anything on the wheels that I wouldn't do on the body. They're both clear coat. We want to protect both surfaces. I like to start at midnight and work my way around clockwise. The other aspect of wheel cleaning, I prefer doing the face first. And the reason I do the face first is as we're cleaning the barrels, we will be taking a bit of grit out of there. If I've done the face and I bring grit from the inside out, I'm not going to be rubbing it in with the brush afterwards. I'm going to be just rinsing it away. And the brush is soft enough and pliable enough that it gets in where we need it to go.
Do you feel the need after you finish with a face brush?
Yes.
And in my method, I actually use 3 brushes. I also use a detailing brush
Right.
to get into the wheel nuts and the emblems and some of the little corners and crevices, just in case I missed it with the face brush.
Yes.
Do you find you got a need for that, or you find with this brush you'll actually get into all the areas you need to?
I've found over the years that I get into everything I need. The one thing that people have to get over is the fear of putting a little pressure on the brush. So by putting a little pressure on the brush, it's getting in there as deep as that small brush could ever get in. And for the corners, it just comes down to being methodical, making sure that you're going over every corner with the brush, and it will clean it out nicely. Now, I'm not a fan of over scrubbing tires. Many detailers put way too much effort into scrubbing the tires, trying to get all that browning off. The dirt that's on your wheel is the same dirt that's on the tire. The browning is actually a good thing for your tires. It's the anti-ozonant or antioxidant that's in the tire, and when you over scrub, you're removing that. If you've cleaned the surface like I've done, that's all you need. Your tire dressing is going to cover that browning. If you remove all that browning, I've seen some detailers even go to the extent of using solvents to remove that. that anti-ozonate is going to push its way out of the tire because it's trying to stay in the rubber and actually push the tire dressing off faster, and your tire dressing is not going to last as long.
Okay, so the theory is if you look at most YouTube videos about tire cleaning is, as you said, hard bristle brush,
Right.
give it a good scrub. If it still looks brown, go over it again.
Yes.
Your advice is you actually that's actually detrimental to the tires. You're actually ruining the tires.
You're
if you do it that
damaging
way.
the
You're
tire when you do that. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So we have our Tampico brush. Again, I like to start at the top and work my way down. So we can see the dirt that I pulled out of the wheel. I'm going to turn it 90 degrees or 180 degrees and go into the next section. You can see the dirt on the brush. One quick dunk in the bucket, and we're back to a clean brush. And now this was rubbing up against the brake caliper, so it's dirty on both sides, so I'm not going to reintroduce that dirt. Again, just one dunk in the brush and it's clean again. And we can see the dirt that I'm pulling out of the inside or the barrel of the wheel. If I had done that first and then started scrubbing on the outside, I'd be rubbing all that dirt into the surface that I've already cleaned. Now that I started at the top, went down this side, I'm going to start at the top again and work my way down the other side.
Why are you saying at the top again rather than just continuing around the wheel?
I want to rinse the dirt down.
Right.
And now we rinse. Once we've cleaned the wheel, we need to protect the wheel. I'm going to be using NV ceramic detail spray. We also have quick beads, and quick beads is a lot of fun. You spray it on, you let it dwell for 10 or 15 seconds and rinse it away. So it's a rinse aid as well as a drying aid. If you don't have quick beads or you don't have a pressure washer, then NV is a great solution. We just need,
If you don't have a pressure washer, you can
yes,
still apply the quick beads with your garden hose sprayer and still
correct.
rinse it clean.
Yes.
So you don't need a pressure washer for quick beads.
No.
And that's actually personally, that's my preferred method.
Yes.
Because it's quicker, it's easier. You know it gets in everywhere because the water disperses
Yes.
right around the wheel, so you get full coverage, full protection.
Correct. Yeah.
So I much prefer doing that than using a wipe on, wipe off product.
Yes, exactly. And if you're using rinseless wash and you don't have a pressure washer,
Yeah.
that's where NV comes in.
Yeah, and that's my method, by the way.
Oh yes, yeah. So do I. I prefer that
Yeah.
as well.
So,
And the drying is exactly the same as the washing. I go around in a clockwise motion, starting at the top and working my way around. And just a quick pass on the tire. I'm not concerned about getting the tire dry. I'm just getting the excess moisture off of it. Then we have our tire dressing. The tire dressing I don't spray on the wheel, I spray on the brush. This is a brand new brush, so I'm going to put just a little extra on. And then with the brush, we can easily go around, dress the tire without touching the wheel. And ideally, we'll roll the vehicle forward or backwards to do that little half moon at the bottom that we missed.
Quick question, Ivan. What's
Yeah.
the durability of the tire dressing? Understanding if it rains, these aren't silicon-based tire dressings anymore.
No.
They're water-based in simple terms.
Right.
So what's the durability under normal conditions of the tire dressing?
Depending on, again, on rain, are you
Yep.
driving on the motorway, you're
Yep.
driving in a city street, or your garage keeping it 1 to 3 weeks.
Right. Okay. It's good.
Yeah. Some people, it's a garage kept vehicle. They only drive it on a beautiful day. On the weekend, it
It'll
could be
last
a
for a couple of months
could be a
if that's
couple
the
months.
case.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, for
exactly.
sure.
And there we have it. We have a nice clean wheel and tire. It didn't take a lot of time. We didn't use a lot of chemicals. Again, if the wheel when we did the little test with the iron remover, had it turned red, then we would have known we needed iron remover. In this case, we don't. Now, one thing that a lot of detailers also have an issue with, you've cleaned the wheel and you look at the brake disc, it has a bit of flash rust on it. That is normal. When you're driving in the rain or you're parked in the rain, you get that same flash rust. As soon as you get moisture on that disc, you're going to get flash rust. Some people buy products to prevent that from happening. What they don't realize is they're just putting it on one side of the disc. The other side of the disc is getting just as much flash rust on it just because they don't see it. So don't freak out about the flash rust. It's normal. It's part of everyday driving, never mind cleaning. Some of us have a bit of age behind us, and when we were young, tires were supposed to be really, really glossy. So if you have a vehicle that's from the 60s or 70s and you want that glossy tire, let it sit for 10 minutes, put a second coat on, you'll have that nice glossy tire.
Dry to the touch.
Dry to the touch. Yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. It's dry to the touch. You're not going to get any sling up on the side of the vehicle. It's also, our tire dressing can also be used on all your exterior plastics if you'd like, and also your interior. So if you have an interior that the black has gone a little gray, dilute it 1 to 1. You can use it as a dressing on the interior.
Does it have UV protection?
Yes.
It does.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Nothing I noticed too on the wheels is that it's self-leveling.
Yes.
So when you apply, you didn't even check to see whether you had
No, there's no need.
any excess tire dressing because it's self-leveling, which is a really good benefit of the product.
Correct. And the fact that it's water-based, even if the tire isn't dry, it's going to go on, it's going to self-level. You're going to have a nice result.
Fantastic.
Yeah. If you'd like to learn more about the basics of polishing, we have a video just for you right here. Thank you very much, Mark.
Thanks, Ivan.
See you in the next one.
See you then.